off. It's the 11 o'clock hour, and our first presenter today, first time here, but long time practitioner, long time customer of Nutritional Frontiers, 30 years in the business. I'm glad I'm the only one that doesn't have to say that.
I know.
Yeah, but look at her. We do defy our age in this industry, folks. This is Dr. Lisa Kellerman. And, you know, you could probably sum her up in one word. Maybe that's energy, frequency, maybe, vibration. Okay, that's 3 words. But she is an expert and in energy medicine. So let's give her the floor and tell us everything that you want to tell us about energy, Lisa. And energy affects sleep, doesn't it? Yes, and that's what we were talking about in the first hour. So, Lisa, it's all yours.
Thanks, Joe. Anybody here have any problems with sleeping? It seems like that is a big issue with a lot of people. Why? Well, we are not getting enough exercise, not eating right, not handling our stress right, drinking too much alcohol, caffeine. There's so many things that are interrupting our sleep. So, and if you don't have the proper sleep, you're not going to be healthy because that's when your body repairs. So this is, oh, he doesn't have, okay, keep talking. I'll just keep talking. As soon as he gets it up there. So I'm from Butler, Pennsylvania, and I've been a naturopath for over 30 years, and I have a wellness center and an herb shop and love it, and it's been my passion. And how I got into the business was, went to Slippery Rock, Jamie, wherever you're at. Yay, SRU. But when I got out of school and got married and had my child, and she had an ear infection when she was 2, and I took her to the pediatrician and an antibiotic. I said, okay. So at the time I was running a pediatric dentist's office, and I saw these little kids coming in with stomach problems and teeth problems and wondered why. And then I started taking a little survey, and everyone was on antibiotics for something. So I'm like, okay. So then I took my daughter back to the pediatrician a few days later, and no better. So the doctor said, okay, I'll put her on another antibiotic. And then I'm going, anything else? She said, no. And I said, well, you're from India, or your parents were from India. I think there's some kind of natural medicine there. And she said, I can't tell you that. I'll lose my license. So I put her on that second antibiotic. A few days later, I went back. No better. She said, oh, we'll put her on a third. And I said, no. We're done. Well, how do you know what you're doing? And I said, I don't know what I'm doing, but I said, you're not helping my daughter, so I'm going to have to help her. She's 2 years old. So I started to go to the library. That was before all this technology, 33 years ago, and started studying. And I found out, took her off of wheat, took her off of dairy, took her off the synthetic vitamins that she was on that was actually lowering her immune system, and minced a clove of garlic and put it in juice and have her drink that, and put drops in her ears, gave her echinacea. Anyways, I did an all natural plethora of everything I could find. Took her back 3 days later, said to the doctor, check her. Oh, she doesn't have ear infection anymore. Oh, you did that third antibiotic. And I said, no, none of those antibiotics helped her. She said, well, I said, you want to know what I did? No. You're like, okay, then I'm going to find another doctor because you didn't help her. And now I had to go back to school or go back to studying and find out what I could help her with. And I said, you have a whole waiting room of kids out there with ear infections or respiratory issues, and you didn't even, you need to tell them no dairy products. Well, that's never been proven. I said, well, I just proved it. So this is a little bit about me, my specialties. It's just a wonderful feeling, especially when you can help children. And when I helped my daughter, then for about 2 weeks after I helped her, I started praying. And I said, Lord, if you want me to do something different with my life, then tell me now, because I really don't want to be in this pediatrician's office anymore. It was a pediatric dentist's office anymore. That's not my calling. And I did. I woke up one morning and I told my husband I'm going to go back to school. He's like, well, what? I said, yeah, I'm going to quit my full-time job and I'm going to go back and I'm going to get my ND. It's like, okay. And I was in my 30s, which was young. Now I'm almost 70. But it's been my passion, and that's because I help my daughter, and then helping children is one of my passions. So, a little bit about sleep. Do you know that you can actually suffer from a sleep debt? Like, you can build up a debt. So if you miss 1 hour one night and 2 hours the other night, you're building up a sleep debt. Okay? So I'm going to give you some tips tonight for better sleep. Anybody, you can come and sit down. Hi. Okay, so stress is one of the main issues with sleep in the United States. It is really affecting us. And it affects your mood too. Because if you don't get a good night's sleep, aren't you a little bit cranky in the morning? Yeah. Sometimes. So in the United States, sleep deprivation is worse than being on an antidepressant medicine. Isn't that amazing? It affects your immune system. It affects your moods. It affects your outlook on life. And it affects so many things. Your health, your brain really can't function the next day, can it? If you've lost a little sleep. You feel like you're in a fog. So it affects your brain, your immune, your mental health. You get drowsy and you're not as productive, whether you're at work or at home, or you're doing a hobby, or you're helping somebody. You're just not as productive when you've lost some sleep. So it's very, very prevalent now in the United States. And I feel that's why there's so many people addicted to caffeine, because they're not getting the proper sleep. So they're like in the morning, oh, if I don't have my coffee, I can't function for the day. Well, you should be having a shake in the morning and getting some nutrients to function, not caffeine. Okay? Now, I'm not against a little bit of caffeine, but wow, it doesn't like me at all. If I have a cup of even black tea after lunch, I'll be up all night. So some people are more sensitive to the caffeine than the others. Okay, so we're going to talk about these 12 tips to get you to have a better night's sleep. Bob, are you drinking coffee back there? Good. Yes, the shake. So you want to schedule your sleep. So you should be getting to bed at the same time every night. And where you get the most REM sleep is 9:30 at night. So do you remember years ago we used to make fun of our parents? Oh my gosh, they're in bed at 8 and they're up at 6. We used to I did anyways. My mother, I used to she was a school teacher, but we used to make fun of them going, oh my gosh, they go to bed so early. Well, now you know why. Okay? We need to get to bed to get early. So I try to get to bed at 9:30 so I can be up at 6, but I want that deep sleep. Okay? So schedule your sleep and get to bed early. Avoid late night stimulation. Okay, so we had a nice Christmas party the other night. Then I went home and I took a couple sleep time because I knew we were all pumped up from having a great time and party, that I'd be still pumped up. So if I wanted to sleep, I would take a couple sleep time, and it's wonderful. It's a wonderful formula, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit too. So no caffeine at bedtime, and some people say they can drink. Can anybody drink caffeine at night and go to bed? Very rare, but some people say that. It doesn't bother them at all. They can sleep. Wow. We're going to talk a little bit about energy and frequency. So how far do you think you should keep your phone away from your bedside? Anybody have any idea? Yeah, 8 feet. You're close, Nancy. 8 feet. So, the best thing is I just plug it in the bathroom. Then you can still hear if somebody wants you, but it's not by. You want to get it out of the bedroom because phones, TVs, even your digital clock put off electromagnetic frequencies. So energy, and you are trying to calm down and sleep at night, right? You don't want all those frequencies. So stay off your phone at least an hour before bed. Do not watch your TV an hour before bed because of the blue light will affect those electromagnetic frequencies affect your sleep. And nobody really talks about that. Your little alarm clock, it needs to be at least 3 feet away from you. Even your digital alarm clock. Okay? So TVs, your phones, your alarm clock, stay away from that late night stimulation. Okay, if you go out and you're having a great time at night, you got to give yourself time to calm down before you go to sleep. You want to create a relaxing atmosphere. Okay, so you don't want bright colors in your bedroom. You don't want bright lights in your bedroom. Remember what you're trying to do when you're sleeping. You're trying to calm down. Okay, and remember with the serotonin and the melatonin, you want to convert that serotonin to melatonin. So you want it dark because your brain goes, oh, in the morning when the sun comes up, right? You go, oh, and wakes you up. It's not necessarily sun coming in your window, but you want to wake up when the sun comes up, and you want it dark at night. So you want a dark bedroom. Okay. Now I'm Scandinavian, so my whole life I've been trained from my grandparents is you have some fresh air at night coming in your bedroom. Once in a while, my husband will say, "Can you close the window because snow is blowing in there?" I'm like, "No, I have to have some fresh air at night. Doesn't have to be the whole window open, but even if it's snowing, I've got to have some fresh air." Another thing is I remember my first trip to Norway. Well, I guess it was the second one. They had all these white things hanging out their windows. Anybody know what you think those big white things were hanging out their windows were? Down comforters. So they would take their down comforter off the bed, put it outside, hang it out the window, and crank the window closed, and then air out that comforter all night. So they would sleep under the down comforter and have the window open. So what do? We turn the heat up, and we have less covers. No, you want down comforter and open the window so you have fresh air on you all night. Okay? So that's creating that relaxing atmosphere. Another thing that's good is a snake plant. A snake plant is very good to put in your bedroom because it absorbs toxins. So it's very calming and relaxing for your bedroom. So I don't know how many snake plants now. I put them in each bathroom. I have them in each bedroom. Why not? Why not absorb more toxins? Because people think in the winter they get sick because they go out in the cold. No, it's actually when you go out in the cold, that strengthens your immune system. While you're sleeping, too. So back to that relaxing atmosphere. Salt lamp. A salt lamp, I have it on in our bedroom, and then before I go to bed, I turn it out. A salt lamp is very calming and relaxing, but it also absorbs absorbs toxins. So you want to kind of get the toxins out of your room and create a quiet, relaxing atmosphere. Taking a bath. I don't know who takes a bath, but I got to have it every night. Taking a bath before you go to bed in some warm water. Epsom salts, like a cup or two of Epsom salts. Magnesium helps your body relax, prepares you for sleep. So magnesium is a missing nutrient. It's more people were deficient in magnesium than calcium. So magnesium helps heart, your AFib, restless legs, sleep, anxiety, blood pressure, and many, your bowels, tracks water to the bowel. So there's many things. So I take a couple magnesium before I go to bed too. Just helps. Again, we're trying to prepare you for sleep. Okay? If you have any questions, interrupt me at any time. Because if you're like me, then you'll think of something else and forget your question. So if you have any questions about sleep. Okay, so don't eat late at night. If you eat late at night, then your body's going to be digesting food instead of calming your body down for sleep. And then that can interfere with blood sugar. So especially if you want to have a little snack before bed, protein. So a little protein shake or some almond butter or some cheese. Have some, or, nuts are very hard to digest, but they are, full of protein. But you don't want to eat sugar before you go to bed. You don't want to have a big cup of hot chocolate with, sugar in it, or a cup of coffee with sugar in it, definitely, or any kind of white, like a piece of toast that's white, anything that'll break down into sugar, because then you'll be having trouble with blood sugar issues and it'll keep you from sleeping. Make your sleep area dark. I already talked about that one. Okay. Breathe deeply. So a lot of people have trouble with enough oxygen at night too. So if you do some nice deep breathing before you go to bed, that puts the oxygen through you, okay, and helps you sleep better. Another thing, the oxygen is the plant, the snake plant, helps with oxygen, and so does the salt lamp. So we need nice oxygen. And everybody thinks like, oh, I breathe well. Well, if you take a breath in, your stomach should extend, not this. Okay? A deep breath is when your stomach pushes out, and then when you exhale, your stomach goes back in. Because if you're doing this, then you're only breathing through one of your lungs. When you take a belly breath, stick your belly out, and it goes back in, you're getting both lungs and you're getting oxygen all through your body. Another thing is if people have gum issues or heart issues, or you want to prevent a stroke, CoQ10, you can take some before you go to bed. So that prevents any heart stroke and puts the oxygen through the body. It's a circulator. Okay? Quiet your mind. Do you ever have that? You go to bed and you have like, oh, I've got this list. Probably Bob now because he's started a new job. You've got this list and you're going off of it and you're trying to sleep. You're like, oh, I got to do this. So what you're supposed to do is take a notebook to bed. And if you feel that going on in your head, then write it all down. Then you can get it off your mind, and then you can concentrate on relaxing and sleeping. Okay? Another tip is to take a couple magnesium and open the capsule and put the powder under your tongue. And that will stop that mind racing of, oh, I got to get up and I got to do this when I get up in the morning. So isn't that cool? Just open a couple magnesium. They don't taste like anything. Put the powder under your tongue. Hold it there for a minute and wash it down. So I could talk about magnesium all day because it's amazing. It's wonderful. It also attracts water to the bowel. And I'm a colon hydrotherapist. So, a lot of people aren't having a bowel movement every day. And I'm like, what? You've got to have you should have one after each meal. That's what the animals do, right? Your dog, you feed your dog or your cat, they go outside and go to the bathroom. They should go outside and go to the bathroom anyways. And that's what you should be doing. So if you're not eliminating, you're not getting all the toxins. So that's another problem if you're having sleep issues. Your liver is your sleep organ. So if you're having trouble with your sleep, there's a Chinese time clock, and the liver is detoxifying between 1 and 3. So if you wake up between 1 and 3 every night, guess what? Need to take some Live Complete. Clean out that liver a little bit.
So, Lisa, I would think most people would think the brain was the sleep organ. You're saying the liver. That's very interesting. Now, is it true this you wake up between 3 and 5 a.m., it's your liver causing that?
Yes.
Can you explain why?
Well, it's usually 1 to 3.
Oh, okay.
Gallbladder is like 11 to 1. Yeah. So that's because they're detoxifying at that time. Okay. And if they're sluggish and not doing their job, it'll wake you up. It'll go whoo-hoo. Yeah. So it's usually between 1 and 3 at night because I'll always say to somebody, you know, when I do an evaluation on somebody, oh, I'm having trouble sleeping. Or are you having trouble getting to sleep? Or are you having trouble staying asleep? Oh, yeah, I wake up at 1:30 every night. Now, are you waking up to pee? Or are you just waking up? Oh, no, I'm just waking up. Yeah. Because usually, you know, some people say, oh, I'll wake up. I said, no, you're usually waking up for a reason, and then you think, oh, I'm up, I might as well go to the bathroom. No. Yeah. So there's a Chinese time clock, and I should have put it on there, and it has every organ and what the time zone is when they detoxify. Yeah. And everything filters through the liver. So you really should be doing a cleanse. You know, I tell everybody every season, and, you know, with some liver herbs in it or Live Complete.
And how would someone without a gallbladder fit into that? That would make it even worse, right?
Yes, because the gallbladder is a digestive organ. So you're not going to be digesting well if you've had your gallbladder removed. And then everybody's like, oh, I should have never got that out, but I had to, you know. Well, you didn't have to. You could have cleaned it out. So there's a recipe for a gallbladder flush. I tell people, do that first and then see how you feel, unless it's diseased. But the liver or the gallbladder will still make another little holding tank in there somewhere if you've had your gallbladder removed. Yes. We see that in foot soaks, like an ionic foot soaks. Usually takes about 3 foot soaks, and then the water starts turning green. I'm like, oh, there's bile. And they're like, oh, but I have my gallbladder removed. I'm like, eh. Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot of people that they don't know. They're on the fence about those foot soaks. But I can say this. I have an infrared sauna.
Me too.
Far infrared sauna.
Mm-hmm.
And I have these pairs of these white cloth slippers that I stole from hotels. and when I would wear those in there, because, you know, sweating a lot.
Yes.
Really sweaty. But they come out black.
Because the largest pores in your body are on the bottoms of your feet. Yeah. So when you're in the sauna or you're in that hot foot soak water, the pores open up, and then that's why they're detoxifying. You're detoxifying through your feet, you know. So that's a great way to look at that is tell people put little white booties on, and then when they're in the sauna, because we have an infrared sauna at the wellness center. Yeah.
Now, do you also think it works the opposite? You can get things into the body through the soles of the feet?
Yes, essential oils.
Essential oils. Okay.
Yes. Yes. People say, because lavender is one of my favorite, and that's another good tip to get a good sleep at night, is to it has to be pure lavender essential oil. And you don't even use Epsom salt. You can just put, 10, 15 drops of lavender in your water and mix it around and get in. And as soon as you inhale that a little bit, that starts calming your limbic system down. So, plus it's good for your skin. Plus it goes through your pores. It's just, I cannot take a bath without lavender. I don't feel like I got my bath. You can also put a few drops in some purified water and spray your sheets. You can diffuse it in your bedroom in an essential oil diffuser, but I tell people, do it for like an hour before you go to bed and then turn the diffuser off.
So is the belly button trick?
Belly button, I really like the bottoms of the feet for essential oils, but castor oil is good to put in the belly button. Really? Yes.
What will they see?
All right, you had me at lavender.
Now, what's this castor oil? Well, castor oil is the most deeply penetrating oil there is. Okay, so you can't look at me at night because I'm a greased pig. So my husband will go, oh, Mom, I'm like, just go to sleep. It's castor oil night. So you slather that all over you, and you put something in your belly button. Okay, when it goes in your belly button, that goes right into your system. So it's most penetrating oil there is. It has to be organic. And it also is anti-inflammatory. So if somebody's having irritable bowel, whether it's diarrhea or constipation, I tell them get the pack, put 2 tablespoons of castor oil on it, and strap it on. Okay? If they're having liver issue, ours comes in a 2-pack, a small and a large. put that over your liver every night for a while. Okay? Somebody's having plantar fasciitis on their feet. Put the castor oil on your pack. Because again, that oil is going to go right into that area and calm that inflammation down. Okay? So, sore knee, sore hip, sore elbow, sore whatever, castor oil pack. And then it's very greasy and it's very heavy, but when you get up in the morning, it's in. But it's very anti-aging. It makes your hair grow. So the night I'm going to wash my hair the next morning, I massage it all in there. Makes your hair grow, makes your eyebrows grow, makes your eyelashes grow. If you Google castor oil benefits, it's an old remedy. And in my opinion, those are the best because we've lost those over the years. And what's a little bottle of organic castor oil? You know, $25, $30. It lasts a long time and you can get many benefits from it. Many benefits.
Do you utilize any of the organic tinctures along with those protocols?
I do.
Which ones?
Melatonin. Yes. I don't have it up, the melatonin up there, I think. But melatonin, I usually use, melatonin will reset your clock. So if you've been traveling, you know, and then you're like, yeah, not to Christine travels at all, but at like 9:30 at night and you're in a hotel room and you're wide awake, it's because you've been traveling. So you're, again, that Chinese time clock, your time clock needs reset. So melatonin and a tincture is really good because under the tongue, hold it for a minute and it goes right into your system. So that melatonin I usually use if somebody's working shift work or somebody's been traveling and they need to reset that time clock back to, you know, or they've been hunting for 2 weeks and, you know, at camp with a bunch of guys and they've been up all night, you know. Then they're, oh yeah, of course. Yeah. From Butler. We close schools to hunt. But I love tinctures. I love powders, chewables. Those are my favorite. And that's, you know, I've been with Nutritional Frontiers, probably 15 years maybe. And they just keep making your formulas better and better. And when you don't have to swallow a pill, like I throw some pills in my smoothie in the morning because I'm a shake twice a day girl. I'm addicted to them. But I try to tell people everywhere I go, no matter if it's a seminar with Nutritional Frontiers or it's a continuing education seminar or a conference or anything, it's still everybody is a shake. Everybody needs to have a smoothie because if you're not getting the nutrients into you, and even if you eat organically, which we try to eat organically as much as possible, I swear I own stock in Aldi's because I buy so much organic there. But if you don't have the proper nutrients, your body's not going to heal and your body's not going to sleep. Nothing's going to function right. You've got to get those detoxing and the nutrients. But one of the most important things is, we're going to talk about that next, is your stress. Okay? When somebody comes to me for high blood pressure, look at stress first. When somebody comes to me with irritable bowel, whether it's diarrhea or constipation, stress. Stress causes inflammation, and inflammation is the root cause of every issue. Okay? We're never going to get rid of stress, right? But our body needs to know how to handle it. So B vitamins, you know, the Super B Complete is the B vitamins that are methylated, which means then if you have that MTHFR gene SNP, you can't methylate or absorb and digest B vitamins. Nutritional Frontiers has the Super B Complete, and they're methyl. Calm Day is more the herbal blend. So you need to take something to get your body to handle the stress. Now, when you take the B's, the only side effect is you're going to have pretty yellow urine. There's no gold right here, bright gold. But like this color of this Christmas light is what your urine will look like. Okay? Don't be scared because your body will use some B's and then it'll get rid of what it needs. And then you take some more. So I always tell people, you know, take one with each meal because you're going to be under stress many times a day. And your body's going to use those B's and dump the rest. But the Calm Day is a formula, and I'm going to talk about that. But I can't live without it because we're busy. You know, we're stressed with just driving. Like we didn't have any traffic coming from Butler today, but Wednesday night we went from Butler to Pittsburgh. We got stuck in a half an hour of traffic downtown. I was like, "Oh, are we ever going to get there?" You know, oh, I took my calm day. I'll be fine. So you're never going to get away from stress, right? Whether it's financial stress, you've lost a spouse, grief stress, trying to eat healthy stress, trying to get enough exercise stress, working for a tyrant stress. Yes. Where's he at? I know. I'm just kidding. So we have to reduce our stress, right? Because if you don't, blood pressure, okay, inflammation, you won't feel good, your brain won't work, you won't sleep good, then you won't heal. So if you have any kind of an ailment, and thank the Lord I don't. I went to my PCP the other day and he says, "Let me find something wrong with you." And I said, "Oh, I'll take my shoe off." And I showed him my bunion. He goes, "Oh, does that hurt?" "No. If I wear good shoes, it doesn't hurt." So he was happy. And I was happy. So, number 10 is balance your blood sugar. Again, blood sugar can interfere with your sleep. So remember, try that no caffeine and watch the sugar before you go to bed. Try to have a high protein snack. Okay? How many ounces of water do you think you should drink a day? 120? Nancy, she's my girlfriend. My best, so she knows it all. Yes, half your body weight in ounces a day. I know. Yeah. So everybody's different because you weigh different than I weigh. We all weigh different. We're never going to all weigh the same. So that's when, but no more than a gallon. Okay. So half your body weight in ounces a day. So number 11 is to stay hydrated. If you're dehydrated, you won't sleep right. So here's a way to check if you're dehydrated, which I haven't drank too much this morning other than my smoothie. You pull your skin up. Okay, so you take a little section of skin, and when you let that loose, it should go right away. See, I'm dehydrated. You should not see that. You should not see that. It should immediately go away. Not gently. Mine's gently this morning. I need more water. Okay?
We may or may not have had a team event last night.
Yes. Oh, did you? And the night before.
Hence my shakes.
Yes. So stay hydrated. If anybody has any trouble drinking water, if they get acid reflux or heartburn, when you drink water, then you really have a digestive issue. So Probzyme. Okay? So can you drink other things other than water to hydrate you? Can you ask me that question? Yes. Okay, you can. You can drink like Pro Reds, Pro Greens, Pro Oranges, Pro Purples. And you know, this morning my husband said, "Oh, you brought home Pro Purples and Pro Reds." I said, "Yeah, put a scoop of every color in there from now on." I tell my clients, do a scoop of shake, a scoop of protein, a scoop of greens, and then rotate between the colors. But I brought them all home. He's like, "What?" I said, "Yep, just put a scoop of each one of those in there now." Okay, he says. He does anything. He stays healthy, so he does what he's told. So, can you drink those and use that as water? Yes. Not coffee. Fortified water. Yes. Not coffee. Not black tea. Okay? So you don't want anything acid. Black tea, coffee, alcohol, pop, all those deplete the water out of your body. Okay? So if you drink a cup of coffee, then you got to drink like 3-4 glasses of water to compensate from what the coffee's pulling out of you. I'm like anti-coffee, but that's okay. can have a little bit. Yeah, organic. Yes. Ooh, that's strong stuff, Joe. Okay, and then we somebody talked about that before. Be physically active. Try to get some exercise. So we had a snow day in Butler on, was that Monday? Tuesday. Tuesday. We had a snow day. We had like over 5 inches of snow, and it was icy. It was terrible. Everything was closed. So when you have your own business, you can close. It's like, I text everybody, we're closed today. I'm just like, what? I'll come into work. No, I'm not taking any clients' health in my hands and safety or my employees. We're closed. Go have fun. So what do? My grandson lives next door. He's 3 years old. He comes over with a snowsuit. Get your snowsuit on, Momo. I said, okay, can you give me a couple minutes? No, I want to go out now. Okay. So we went out and we built a snowman. We shoveled. We plowed. And then, you know what I said? Let's go to the neighbors. And our neighbors are in their 80s. We trudged across the field and we shoveled and swept all their steps and their walkways in their car. And then they said, come in. So we had tea with our neighbors. So we're missing that too. And I'm trying to teach my grandson, you need to go visit your neighbors. You need to do something nice for somebody. So, and they were so happy. And they said, you know what? You're teaching that child right. And I said, well, I'm trying. You don't just go out and play in the snow. We're going to help somebody too. We made a gingerbread house. We did all kinds of fun things. I made Norwegian Christmas bread. We had a great time, but we were out in that snow.
What is Norwegian Christmas bread?
For a couple hours. We were in fresh air. It's called julekage, Norwegian Christmas bread. So it is homemade bread with raisins and cherries and citron, but I don't put the citron in because I don't like it. And cardamom, a ton of cardamom. Kind of like that. There's a bread, Italian bread, Pantone or something. Oh, I got that right. Yep. Kind of like that, but different because there's a lot of cardamom in it. Yeah, I'll have to make it. It's delicious. So, but I got to be home. You got to be home all day because you got to raise it and, everything. Yeah. Yes. So, again, what they were talking about, take a walk. You need to have a little bit of exercise, and it doesn't, like Nancy and I bike all the time. We hike. We run around. In the winter, I'll call her, and she's like, oh, my gosh, there's 2 feet of snow. Let's go to the park. So getting out and getting some fresh air and getting a little bit, it doesn't have to be an hour. It doesn't have to be a 10-mile run. Just getting out and getting some fresh air and getting some exercise will really help your sleep at night. Okay, so we talked a little bit about some of these formulas. I love them. Sure.
You had said about hydrating and all that before bed and make sure and all that. If you wake, and you said if you just wake up, if you wake up to go to the bathroom, okay. I wonder if you wake up to go to the bathroom, then you can't get back to sleep.
So are you having that every night? A lot? Drink more water during the day. And I know this is going to sound strange, but you want to drink more during the day, and then like after dinner, then don't have much fluid. Okay? You need more water to stimulate your kidneys and get them cleaned out so that at night you're not getting up in the middle of the night. Okay? So like like coffee, same thing. Any kind of liquid, trying to stay away from like after dinner or just a little bit. What I've always researched was not to drink more than 4 ounces of any kind of liquid with your meals. Because if you do, you're diluting your digestive enzymes that your body's trying to digest your food. But you can drink a lot, before and after, just again. But that's a good urinary tract tip, is to drink more during the day and then cut it out at night. Because people think, oh, I'm retaining water, I got to stop drinking so much. No, you want to drink more and flush that bad water out. Same thing with your kidneys and your urinary tract. Flush more during the day so that at night you don't have that urgency.
So once he does wake up, what would you recommend he do to try and get back to sleep?
Well, for one thing, don't go watch TV. You know, you want to keep yourself in that relaxing zone, okay? You know, once in a while, my husband goes and lays on the couch if something wakes him up. But don't watch TV or get your head stimulated or read or unless reading helps you sleep. But I would take a couple magnesium. Is what I would do. Yeah.
Take some Mag Complete, a couple sleep time.
Well, you don't believe how much I take. I take about 400 milligrams before I go to bed. Well, and then I also take the calcium magnesium too, so that has some extra magnesium in it. So what I tell people with magnesium, take some, and if you get loose bowels, then you cut back because it's not a laxative, but it attracts water to the bowel. So if you get loose bowels, it's called bowel tolerance. You've taken too much. Yeah, but I love magnesium. You get a headache, take magnesium. And right there, Mag Complete. Sure.
I had one thing. I thought the tail end of it, about a half an hour ago, you talked about cell phones and RF and that. The one thing I don't know if you're aware about, but these smart meters that
Yes.
the electrical companies use, that they mandated that you can't even get out of them in Pennsylvania.
Yes.
They're
Yes.
very dangerous.
Yes, they are.
And, you know, I don't know if people are aware of that. Probably most people aren't. But it's something that needs to be, I think, in the future, thought about.
Yes. And we didn't have any choice. They just changed
In
them.
Pennsylvania, there's no choice.
I
They'll
know.
shut your power off.
I know.
They're a bunch of criminals. And I'm an electrical engineer, so I know a lot about it.
Oh, gosh, yes.
You know, so, and their magnitude of energy is anywhere from like 10 to 100 to 1,000 times more than a cell phone up by your ear. So
Yes.
they're very dangerous. And,
Well, I have a little disc on the back of my cell phone. But there's been research. They'll take pictures and show you like your brain, and if you put your cell phone up there, it all lights up, and then take it away. So they tell you, sorry, use your speakerphone
right.
on your phone. But there's so much electrical magnetics now with frequencies. Sorry, Nancy, can I have my water, please?
Even living in the city with all these towers and everything.
Yes. And now they're going. Is the fiber optic any better?
It is.
Oh, good, because they're putting that in our neighborhood.
It is because fiber, you can transmit 1,000 times more data, hundreds of thousands of times more data, and it's safe because it doesn't radiate out.
Oh, that's good news.
Yeah. So fiber is, if they would have been smart 30 years ago, and I don't want to change your, but
That's okay.
They would have went with fiber and
Uh-huh.
eliminated all this nonsense.
It's 5G and
Right. In a lot of applications, anyway. If you're in an extremely remote area, that's different. Anyway, I
yeah.
didn't wanna-
I'm not. No, that's fine. I like it. So yeah, keeping the.
What about the earbuds?
Oh, they're bad. They're putting that frequency right in. Use a wire. Yes. Yes. Yep. Puts that brain on fire. Puts that brain right on fire because they're concentrate.
He's, I know, he made me get these little magnetic strips to stick on the earbud.
EMF blockers. Yeah. Yeah. Should have that on your phone. You should have that on your computer. You should have that on your laptop. You should have that on your tablet. Everything we can do to help block some of that electromagnetic frequencies.
You talked about the Himalayan salt lamps, and I have those especially because I understand it also helps with electronics and not having that garbage kind of go to you, it kind of absorbs that. Is that something that you also recommend in terms of having that near your electronics or in the room?
The salt lamp?
Yeah, the Himalayan salt.
Yes. Yes. You can't, in my opinion, you can't do enough. You know, whatever the more you can do it.
Have you at my house. You don't get rid of that. Get rid of that. That's terrible.
Ask Nancy. She's always saying, "Oh, what do you think about this?" No. What do you think about that? No.
Business, cleaning up people's stuff.
Oh, I've done it. I've done it.
I bet.
I've done their kitchen cupboards.
Well, you know I live in Florida. That's not a bad
I know. That's right. I've done it in the kitchen cupboards because they're like, I don't know what to keep food-wise. I don't know what to get rid of. I'm like, okay, I'll help you. So those are just some of the formulas that are wonderful. I love the Calm Day. Mood, I'm good on mood. You're welcome. But if anybody's having trouble with their moods, they're, perimenopause or premenopause or postmenopause or just most people, in my opinion, that are cranky or not really depressed, but that's too, but they're constipated. Their bowels aren't working. So those toxins are all going through them. And there's the Super Bs and the MAG and the sleep time. I always have sleep time. Don't use it all the time because I sleep pretty good. But wow, if you take 2 of those like an hour before bed, you're not going to wake up in the morning tired. Some people say, I'm like, it's not a drug. It's a natural formula to help your body, your nervous system relax. Okay? So, so there's a little bit about the Calm Day, what it's in there. So B6, pantothenic acid, GABA, glycine, taurine, L-theanine. And then just, I'm not the scientist guy. I'm always like, here, you can read it if you want. I just try to tell you the applications because I just feel like it's too much. But there it is, okay? But these are helping your body relax with no side effects. And sometimes you use it and then you don't have to use it anymore because your body gets balanced. That was the Calm Day. And then there's the sleep time. But I always have it because especially in the holidays, if you have people in your house, like guests or family, you're like, oh, do they need something? Oh, just go to sleep. Relax and go to sleep. There's the melatonin and each.
We do have free samples of sleep time available for people in the lobby.
Yay.
So they're welcome to take it and try it.
And then this is just some testimonials. I have never had a product as good as Sleep Time.
There's a really great testimonial of sleep time, and that is around night terrors.
Oh.
It actually stops night terrors because of the calming effect on the mind.
Wow. And I also do like our CBD liquid. I do take a dropper or 2 of CBD at night. Yeah, I keep them in the car. I do. I do. You know why? I have a couple. On my way to work, I have one.
No wonder you're in a good mood. You don't need mood boost.
No, I don't. Yeah, I always have gummies in the car. Always. Always. And everybody knows it. I'll get in the car. You have a gummy? Yes. You need to relax? Yes. It's awesome. Yes. Well, they're easy. Just open the hatch in the middle and take one out and chew it on.
Now I understand how I should drive with Jamie from now on.
Yes. Gummies in the car. Anybody have any more questions?
So thank you, Dr.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.